Hi everyone, I'm Ange and welcome to today's Pilates class. Today I have a beginner level workout for you that doesn't require any equipment, just your own body and a mat, and we're gonna feel this workout from head to toe. So don't be fooled, just because this is beginner level does not mean you're not gonna work hard, because you are, and you're gonna feel so good afterwards. Let's get into this workout right away. Meet me in a cross-legged position, or whatever position feels good for your body. You wanna be seated up nice and tall. Take your hands, wrap them around your rib cage, and we'll start with some Pilates breathing. Let's take a breath in through the nose and feel the ribs expand into the hands. And exhale out through a pursed lip and feel the ribs close back down. Good job. Keep going like that. Inhaling, feeling that expansion 360 degrees through the rib cage. And as you exhale, let's feel a gentle contraction, a wrapping in and up of the abdominals, and think of growing a little taller through the crown of the head. 2 more. 1 more time. Lovely. Now keep breathing like that as we move through class, and let's get moving. You're gonna put one hand down on the mat, the other arm lifts up. Take up space, like I said, so you always wanna feel like you're getting taller, longer, and reach over to one side. Come all the way up and lower that hand down to the mat. Other arm reaches up and over, side bend. And we're adding to this. Reach it up, take a breath in. And exhale into your side bend. Now, as we inhale again, we're rotating. Think of reaching through that top pinky finger, bringing the chest towards the floor. Open back up towards me and release that arm down as you come up tall. Reach it up, over to the side. Twist, lengthen pinky finger forward, keep the opposite glute grounded, and back towards me. Lower the arm down. Lovely job. Now let's turn around. Face the front edge of our mat and scoot forward. Bring the hands behind the thighs and get nice and tall through the spine. We're going into our half roll back, waking up our abdominals. As we roll back, I want you to feel the glutes slightly tuck under. Think of pulling the hip bones up to the lower ribs, creating this C shape through the body, and come all the way up. Your hands are behind the thighs just to give you a little bit of assistance. And up. Lovely job. We're exhaling to roll back. Keep the feet on the mat if you can. If you need to lift those toes, that's okay. But keep the heels down and keep the collarbones nice and wide and the chin off of the chest as you roll back. 2 more. Feel that belly really engage. 1 more time. This time we're holding here. Float the arms out in front of you. See if you can lift one arm up without changing anything else. And lower. Lift the other arm up and down. Really deepen that scoop. Lift and lift. Keep alternating for 4, 3. So you can feel as soon as you lift that arm up, the abs kick in a little more, right? Last one and all the way up. Let's take a fold over the legs. Breathing in. Breathing out, stack the spine up 1 vertebra at a time, and we're rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time to lie all the way onto our back and bend your knees. From here, let's reach the arms back by the ears. Take a big stretch and bring them by the sides. 2 more. See if you can feel the back of the ribs staying steady, heavy into the mat as the arms reach back, so we're not popping up like this. And lower down. Nice job. Now let's lift one leg up to tabletop and lower it down. Lift the other leg up and down. Think of lifting heel ball toe and lowering toe ball heel. Keep going here. Lift and lower. Check in with your pelvis. As you lift the leg, we don't change the pelvis. We don't tuck under. We don't extend. We're just staying neutral. So you can think of having a little blueberry or grape underneath your lower back. And you're trying not to squish it, you're just touching it. 1 more time. All right, bring those arms back up, palms face in. Let's do a little arm scissor. Reach and up to center and reach. Lovely. Let's go 4, 3, and again, bringing awareness to the rib cage. 2, keeping a little connection at the front of the rib cage, not letting it pop. Hold the arms there. Let's lift one leg up and lift the other leg up. Now let's see if we can float the left arm back and the right toes are touching the mat, and then everything comes up. And other side, reach opposite arm and leg and up. So we're adding on here, making this an open kinetic chain exercise. So you've got everything up off the mat, making it a lot harder not to arch your back as the leg lowers, not to pop the ribs as the arm reaches. So just think about that. See if you can really tap into your deep core muscles here and get everything nice and strong and stable. Last one, hold in the center, put one foot down and the other foot down, put your arms down by your side. Great job. All right, let's bring the feet a little closer to the seat and lift up for a bridge. Legs are about in line with the sitting bones, okay? So hip distance apart, but a narrow hip distance. Let's push down into the hands and feet and lift the hips and then lower down to the mat. So this is a hinge bridge. We're lifting straight up, squeezing your glutes. Hamstrings are working. Feel the heels drive into the ground. Feel the big toe connected. Fold the hips and lower and lift. Notice I'm not popping my ribs. I've got my ribs soft. Nice long line from shoulders to knees. Lower the hips. Let's speed this up a little bit. 4, 3, you're doing great. 2, 1. Let's hold at the top and lift the heels up, resting in the center of the ball of that foot. Lower the heels down. Lift the heels up. Lower the heels down. Great core exercise too, the bridge. So you can feel that, right? The abdominals wrapping in, that gentle zip. Rib to hip distance stays the same, right? Good. So if this is all new to you, this will make sense the more you do Pilates, so don't worry too much about it. But these little tips, they build over time and they start to really click. And it's just really helpful. Last one, hold the feet up, lift the arms up. See how that feels. You can always put the arms back down. And let's do a little pedal through the heels. We're just alternating heel drops, keeping the hips high. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels up. Let's lower the hands, lower the feet, and let's roll through our spine. Melt the spine down. Didn't that feel really good? All right, wiggle it out. Now from here, we're going into our obliques. Let's start by keeping the right foot down on the mat and bring the left leg up. We've got our nice stable pelvis. We've got our little blueberry or grape under there intact. And bring the hands to frame either side of the back of the head. Now, lifting the chest into what we call an ab prep. So it's a little crunch, right? As you do that, you haven't squished your blueberry. You're just staying nice and neutral. And from here, let's think of bringing that opposite armpit to knee. And lower down and tap the foot. Bring everything up and over. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. So see if you can find the abdominals, find the obliques. Your hands are bearing the weight of your head, so your neck is relaxed, right? You don't have any tension in your neck. Let's do about 3 more. See if you can keep the back of the pelvis really heavy, so you're just rotating through your torso. 1. Now hold there and just do a little pulse up, up, up. Good. 4, 3, 2, you're doing great. 1, come all the way down. Let's lower the leg down. We have another side. Lift the leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Lift through center and twist. Find that. And then everything lowers down as we inhale and everything lifts up. See if you can think of bringing the ribs over to the opposite hip. The more you lift and slide those ribs down to the hips, the less your neck will feel it, the more you're going to feel the abdominals. Let's do 4 more. You've got it. You're doing amazing. And 3. See if you can keep the elbows in your peripheral. So it's not a elbow to knee, right? It's armpit to knee. Now we have our pulses. I almost forgot. Come on up. Release a little. Pulse. 8, 7, 6. Really find that slide over. Rib to hip. 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Hands down by your sides. Let's lift up to the bridge again. Just give those hip flexors a nice stretch. Squeeze your glutes, draw your sitting bones together as you drive the feet down. Feel that work. Reach the fingertips back behind you and roll your spine down. Feel that nice stretch, that nice length. And let's do that one more time. Lift up to bridge. Reach the arms back. Think of the pinky fingers reaching backwards and the tail reaching towards your feet as you roll down. Oh my gosh, that felt so good. All right, grab behind one leg, use it to bring you up. Now let's come over onto our tummy and do a little bit of extension work. Extension is my favorite, well, one of my favorites, and so good if you sit a lot for work or just sit a lot during the day. Maybe you're a mom, you're holding your baby a lot. Really great way to open up through the front of the body and activate the back of the body. So you have your arms in, I like to call it a W shape. You see how I'm making this little W? And about mat distance apart with those forearms. The legs are hip distance apart and feet are going to stay down on the mat as we lift the chest, bringing the gaze out to the end of the mat and lower down. Let's just do a few of these. Inhale, think of mobilizing your spine into this nice extension. And down. So it's nice and easy. Your hands are weightless, right? You could lift them if you needed to. Think of your spine lengthening and lifting. One more time. Big breath in as you lengthen up. And check out my head. I'm looking out on the mat in front of me. I'm not looking at the wall and overly extending the neck, right? So nice long through the back of the neck. Now come down to a hover. You're looking straight down. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing up. Let the shoulders round forward. Open up now through those shoulders. Turn the palms to face in. Press the arms up a little bit and come to a low, long hover. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Feel the legs engaged and then release everything back down. Inhale, we lift. Open through the shoulders, press up through the arms, and lower back down. 3 more. Feel the abdominals engage. Try not to let the abs just hang out on the mat. You want to feel like, imagine there's a little ice cube under your tummy and you don't want to melt it. So you have a little lift. Last one. Hold in this long, low line. Your gaze is straight down. Turn the palms up and press the tops of the feet down. Really feel that engagement to support you as you press the arms up. And up, little pulses through the triceps. Up, feel nice and open through those collarbones. 4, 3, 2, wrap those abs in, hold here. Bring the arms down by the side and lower down. You can put a cheek on the mat, just take a quick break. Setting up for our next exercise. And we'll breathe in, lift into a low extension again. So kind of back to that first variation, maybe slightly lower. And reach your arms out in front of you and circle around, lift a little higher. Bend the elbows and dive low and long like our second variation as you reach the arms in front of you. Circle the arms around, lift the chest, gazing out on the mat in front of you. Bend the elbows. Think of diving into the water. This is called the breaststroke. So blow out the air as you dive in. Take a gulp of air as you lift the chest and come out of the water. And reach. And circle. Again, your legs are long, feet are down. Reach. Circle. Let's do one more. Circle, hold at the top for a second and lower everything down. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders. Let's press back into a nice shell stretch. All right, feeling good? Come out onto all fours. Meet me here and let's take a cat stretch. Round your spine, one bone at a time, starting from the tail all the way through, dropping the head. And then unravel, inhale out, tail to head. Find a nice flat tabletop position. One more time, drop the tail, scoop the abdominals, round the spine. And inhale out to your long line. Now, if your wrists are delicate, you could always come down to your forearms or you can stay here with me. Find a tabletop position, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And instead of sinking into the shoulders and the low back like we do when we get tired, I want you to constantly think of lifting out of the shoulders, pushing the mat away from you. The left leg reaches along, square off the hips, zip up through the belly. From here, we're tapping the mat with those toes and lift and tap. Lift. Glute is firing up, hamstring is working. Good. Feeling strong and stable. 4, lift. You got it. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it, little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reverse. 8, 7. See if you can keep some weight in that stabilizing leg too, not just in the wrists. So think of being a little tripod. 2 and 1. Hold it there, little pulses. 8, 7. Flex the foot. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Feeling that butt. I'm feeling it. Let's go right to the other side. Reach the leg out long, square your hips. Lift that leg and just check in. Do we need to lift up out of those shoulders? Push the mat away. You have your tripod, your weight evenly balanced, and tap the mat. Lift, tap, and lift. 6, squeeze. 5, you've got it. 4, 3, 2 more. 1, let's hold it up there. Getting ready to do our circles. Keep the pelvis really still, and as you circle, notice how the leg can move without the pelvis moving, right? So you've got that stability. It makes it harder when you're really thinking about what you're doing like that. Let's reverse. 8. Really squeeze it through that glute without arching your back. So zipping up the lower abs. 3, 2, and 1. Flex your foot, pulse it up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg down. Take a quick stretch back. Nice. And now come out onto one side. It doesn't really matter which. We're going to do both. And make a little pillow with your arm. Rest your head down. If this doesn't feel great for your shoulder, you can put a little yoga block, a mini ball, or a little pillow, anything under your head that might feel good for you. All right, let's keep the legs slightly bent. We're lifting the top leg up. Flex the foot, pull the knee into the chest, press it out long. So notice here what's happening through my underside waist. So I want to lengthen that top leg, keep a little lift here. Keep that length as I bend and press. So I've always got this sensation of lengthening the top leg and a sensation of lifting the bottom obliques. As I press through that foot on the reach, I'm going to really feel my glute kick in. 2 more. 1 more. Hold the leg. Let's point the toes back into circles, keeping the pelvis steady again. We'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You've got it. 2 and 1. Reverse. So circles always get the spice going, right? You should feel that top glute starting to really work. And 2, 1. Let's hold the leg there. Reach it out, little pulses. Let's flex the foot. Rotate the toes and knee down a little bit as we pulse. 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees together. Give yourself a little pat. And now from here, bring the other hand behind the head and let's rotate towards the ceiling as we open both elbows nice and wide. Keep the knees forward and come on back. Inhale to open and exhale to come back. One more time. This just feels awesome to me anyway. I love this. And back towards me. Okay, let's come on to our hand and introduce you to the side bend. Your hand just slightly comes forward of the shoulder on the mat and intersect those feet. So you've got that top knee bent. Top foot is gonna come right in front of that bottom ankle. All right, we're pushing the mat away, feeling the lats and the shoulder engage, shoulders nice and stable, and you're lifting up, balancing on the bottom knee and squeezing the glutes, coming into this big side bend. And come all the way down. If this feels awkward for you, I'll do another one so you can try it again. But if it feels awkward for you, I'll give you a little modification. I like this variation, but here's something else you can try. So you can always come up like this as well. Okay, you might like that a little better. So what you're trying to get is that lift through that underside waistline. And you're nice and square towards me with the shoulders and the hips. And let's do one more. Push away from the mat, lift out of the shoulder, feel the obliques, and come on down. Awesome job. Let's bring our legs into this Z sit position. Come up and over, just stretch out that underside. and release. All right, let's go to the other side. And laying down, knees slightly bent. Check your head. Let's bring it back in space so that the ear is in line with the shoulder. All right, once we're there, our hips are stacked, our shoulders are stacked. We're lifting that leg up, flexing the foot, and let's get long through the top side of the waist. Stay engaged here as you bend, the knee comes towards the chest, the foot comes along with it. Press and really feel that glute as you lengthen. Inhale, bend. It's that same principle, right? That stability through the pelvis that we've been talking about. Your breath is still flowing to help fuel the movement, keep you present in your workout, in your body. You're moving slowly enough that you can feel the muscles engage, right? We're never rushing. As you get into the more intermediate level, the workout will get quicker, but you're still never in a rush. So let's hold, lengthen through the ankle, reach the toes, and little circles. 6, 5, 4, wrap your waist, 2, and 1, let's reverse it, 8, 7. If your leg's way out in front of you here, I want you to bring it back in space so you feel the glute engage. 3, and 2, and 1. Really reach that leg, flex the foot, rotate down a little bit, pulse it up. 6, 5, 4 more, 3 more, 2, and 1. You made it. Little pat, hand behind the head, and close those elbows, and then open. Rotate towards me, and rotate towards the ceiling. One more. All right, let's come on up. Stagger your legs, lift up, and let's stretch towards the feet. We have our side bend. I almost forgot. You probably noticed. Let's do it. All right, hand is slightly forward of the shoulder. Let's go back to that original modification. Intersect the ankles. Push the mat away from you, and let's lift up. Think of those, one of those cartoon hooks, right? They used to pull the person off the screen. Think of pulling you up to the ceiling and reach over. Sometimes it helps to use imagery like that. And lift. Nice. Okay, your other variation, if you like that better, top leg will be out long, and you're balancing. 3 more. 2. So that first variation is the stop Pilates variation. So I like to teach it because that's what I'm trained in, but there's always lots of different ways to do an exercise. Come on down, and now we do our little side bend. Nice job. All right, meet me up in a seated position, legs wide. Now, if you choose, you could sit either cross-legged or up on a pillow if this doesn't feel great to you. You just want to be able to sit really tall, just like at the beginning of class, and not feel like you're being pulled back in space. And we'll do a spine stretch forward, fingertips on the outside of the legs. Think of your spine stacked against an imaginary wall, and then you're peeling the spine off from the head, one vertebra at a time, and shift slightly forward, flexed over the legs. We'll breathe in, expand the rib cage out behind you, and then exhale, shift back, find your sitting bones, rebuild the spine, one bone at a time. Awesome, one more time. Inhale all the way forward, and exhale all the way up. So you see how you can do things in a 4 breath count, slow it down, or in a 2 breath count to make it a bit more fluid. So you're gonna notice these things as we move through the different levels of class, and the more that you do this class and others, the more this is gonna click, as I said. I hope you're feeling great. That was a quick beginner class. Please let me know what you thought. Leave a comment, give it a like, share it with a friend or family member who you think would benefit, and I can't wait to see you all next time on the mat.